Batman 1989 A+, Batman Returns A-, Batman Forever B, Batman and Robin D+, Batman Begins B-, The Dark Knight D+, The Dark Knight Rises C. This was a lot more entertaining. This is JBM and L-Mid here. Gonna give overall thoughts, spit random thoughts, not in order, just randomly. This is for people that have seen it. It was more entertaining and less corny than The Dark Knight. It had its kind of own feel. Gotham actually felt like more like a Gotham. The sets were a lot better. Like in Batman Begins, it's just like Chinatown down the alley. That's like the sets that they use, and it's like stained piss yellow.
I know, it looks like actual slums. And then freaking The Dark Knight, it's like freaking Chicago buildings.
And then this one, the sets are a lot more better.
A little bit more Gotham.
And there's a ton of sets.
Statues and the architecture.
Inside peanut butter, outside jelly.
And it starts off with Gordon straight off the bat.
He's being
fake. And it's like, yep, and they let you know right off the bat, like, yep, Harvey Dent's daddy from that 10-foot drop at the end of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and they implemented and obviously Batman's a nuisance and he's public enemy number one because he killed Harvey Dent and he took the fall, and that enabled him for the system to take over and Batman to go into hiding.
And then in Dent's name, they did the Dent Act. So the mob bosses are all getting cleaned up.
Yeah, as if that makes any sense. It's just propaganda, as in, hey, trust the government judicial system. It always works in the end.
Hey, we will get you justice.
Well, and what the heck is the point of Batman? Just an arc? To hand it over back to the corrupt government? Either way, the realistic world is good for like a villain like Scarecrow because he uses the toxin drugs, and that's obviously there is toxin fear drugs in the world. So I like the Scarecrow in Batman Begins. I don't think the Bane character really fit in this world. They could have used the Venom for enhance, but he was really short, no pump up, no enhancements, no super intellect.
He just had the thing on his face to make him look like a reptile.
It made no sense as he was kind of kicked out of the League of Shadows, but yet he was the leader of the League of Shadows, basically working with Talia, obviously. Because, I don't know, she let him back in after Ra's died in 05, but he still believes in their beliefs even though he got kicked out. He seems to have really no motivation other than just to...
It's because they were lovers.
Other than just to complete his military missions. They weren't lovers. He was like her savior or something.
Yeah, they grew close.
Scarecrow, if you thought his cameo was bad in The Dark Knight...
Where they leave him alone on the side of the curve and don't even take him to Arkham.
This Scarecrow's cameo is even worse. They make him like...
A freaking judge, like sentencing, and it's just like the people sentencing, like...
Terrible.
Death or exile, it's pretty retarded.
Bane... Not the real Bane from Nightfall. If they would even use the Nacho Libre mask, it would have been so much better. It would have had a much better feel. As the movie goes on, Bane gets really annoying. Really annoying. And then you're like, filler. His voice just sounded like he was a British You could hear his British accent come out. I mean, there's a lot of actors who will be able to hide their accent for the character. And I thought he would hide the accent. First off, he doesn't have the Latin American accent, obviously, and his British accent come out, so he sounded like a freaking villain from like Count Duckula or something.
Yeah, in like his 70s.
Yeah, he sounded like an old man, like from like the Count Duckula, like British cartoon. His first fight with Batman, nothing too much special. You could tell Nolan at least somewhat improved on his action scenes. It's still the stupid hand-to-hand combat,
yeah,
but at least he like didn't do shaky
Batman
cam.
Begins, it was all up close and shaky, so you couldn't really tell what was going on. It was fast action, but this one they actually pulled it out and you could see something, so that was good.
Yeah, Batman's so stealth and everything in Batman Begins, but then in The Dark Knight, He lost his
ninja capabilities. Doesn't even do shit.
of stealth. He would have just took out the Joker and his pussy ass extra henchmen like at the ball scene. So much easier. But let's say this: Bane, he actually has a legion of a few dozen mercenary armies. His small private army.
Yeah, so the action scenes they actually did.
No, that doesn't even make any sense actually when you think about it, because the League of Shadows are freaking ninjas trained in the ancient Asian arts of martial arts.
Well, since freaking White Trash
and he
took over, he brought all his Russian comrades over.
He brought mercenaries instead of doing the true League of Shadows form of samurai.
Like it
fighting.
was at the end of Batman Begins on the train.
At least like Nolan tried to make his henchmen characters like the Josh Stewart character from The Collector. He actually has a few lines, and the characters that they use look more like they belong in Gotham somewhat
than in the Dark Knight character extras that they showed.
Yeah, so he at least gave him an attire to actually look like henchmen, so at least he gets an A for effort on that. The Bat Glider was, I thought it was going to kind of suck, but that was kind of decent. But Batman being depressed and still in love with Rachel Dawes was half whack.
Yeah, those filler emotional scenes just to lead up with Alfred.
Just to have the friction with Alfred.
Just to prove to the Nolanites.
Anyway, and so Bane breaks out the inmates in prison, and
he breaks
Gotham.
them out to do nothing.
Yeah, they don't do anything. They just break out with guns, but then you don't see them take. You don't see them take over the whole city and crime rise again. It's just them all on edge with the bomb. He's basically got Gotham by the balls. And he messes up the stock exchange of Wayne Enterprise ski mask way.
He does economic warfare, and he puts in the thing and puts a virus in and screws up.
Yeah, and they already had motorcycles inside the freaking thing.
Oh yeah, that part's
which makes no sense.
The Grips left a motorcycle already in there for him to get away. Like it was all part of the freaking skit.
He did the economics just like how the League of Shadows tried to do the economics in the Depression with the original Waynes. Anyway, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, obviously his hidden character as
Robin.
Even though Nolan said he'll never use Robin.
Even though it was just like a little...
You know it was going to be a double-edged... A hidden character.
It's just a punch in the balls, because it's like, okay, yeah, he's Robin. Hey, he gets the coordinates at the end of the Batcave.
Football scene. I'm a huge sports fan. That's why the football scene pissed me off. Because Hines Ward's returning a kickoff, even though he doesn't do kickoff return. Now he's freaking retired. But then also Brain obviously gets his back broken by Bane Wayne gets his back broken by Bane in the first fight, and he gets sent to the same prison.
In Baghdad.
And he ends up climbing the walls as a symbol, as a metaphor for the Dark Knight Rises climbing.
Oh yeah, well but so he's inside the Baghdad prison, and the doctor fixes broken back. The Baghdad Arab doctor fixes his back and leaves him hanging on a rope. And then he's like, all right, listen, here's my advice. Climb the thing with no rope, and also a little girl did it before you, so you can do it.
The flashback with Raz, that was basically him hallucinating and pretty much him having a dream of the state of the League of Shadows, so it made sense with both things. I wish they wouldn't have killed off his character and actually had him come back for the ending. That would have made it a lot doper. Catwoman, of course, she was annoying. Wasn't as annoying as I thought she would be.
She was annoying, and then she freaking already knew how to drive the freaking bat cycle, and she already knew how to make the wheels spin around the corners. She was retarded.
Yeah, that's realistic.
And besides, there's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. This shit's retarded. All the lines she had.
Yeah, all of her lines were just hardcore lines. And then Batman sacrifices himself, but for the city of Gotham. But in reality, he just dipped out the back door and retired being Batman because he put the Bat glider on autopilot.
He retired with his mistress Selena Kyle in Italy.
And you're like, give me a break.
And you're like, yeah, and Alfred flew there to visit.
After he gives a fake funeral.
Yeah.
The whole ending, you're just like, this is such a Nolan ending. Like,
and Robin's here.
The script wasn't too bloated, like, and it wasn't too retarded. Like, there was a bunch of stupid shit. We could nitpick a bunch of stupid shit as it goes, but it wasn't as, like, painful to watch as The Dark Knight. I'm sure on repeated reviews, there are going to be a bunch of terrible scenes to watch, like Robin telling the story about, hey, I saw Wayne, I saw you come over to the orphanage that one time and give the kids toys and everything. Those scenes are going to get old quick.
Those scenes are whack.
And then it's Ring Around the Rosie with Nixon, Matthew Modine's character as just like a fill-in for freaking Gordon.
Okay, what about this stupid extra scene when they're like, the army finally like shows up and realizes there's a threat at the baseball game or at the football game, and then they're like, all right, call them the F-16s, tell them to fly low, and then they don't even do anything with them. They just fly around,
and spray chemtrails.
Exactly.
That's all they do.
And taxpayer gas.
And keep all the Gotham citizens in there. And anyway, back to the Scarecrow's cameo. Like, that was just so stupid.
Oh no!
Let's make him judge.
There was no mention of Arkham in the Dark Knight Rises. That was retarded.
Judge of a makeshift courtroom that Bane set up, and Bane was like a witness, like in the courtroom,
with his freaking fuzzy Hollister coat,
with his S&M gimp ass, like shorter than everyone. I gotta give that credit to Movie World Express. He delivered the best line when someone was like, Bane was never a meathead like he was, like a mindless idiot like he was in Batman and Robin. And Movie World was like, yeah, he was never a gimp ass S&M bitch either. Best line ever.
Hilarious. But no, the
twist ending with Marion Cotillard, everyone knew her character was obviously going to be Talia. It was so telegraphed from the beginning.
She was the little girl that made it out of the pit.
And she ends up stabbing, like, Batman through his freaking bat suit, even though it's a bat suit.
When he talked to Lucius Fox about spelunking, that it would protect against straight shots and stabbing.
And he would have just been able to give her an elbow, but it was just retired. And then she left him there with Bane, and she, like... And then just Catwoman comes to kill him.
Just cannons him, just blows him up with a bat pipe.
Because remember, this Batman is so about such nobility
that he wouldn't kill Bane,
even though he's about to let off a freaking.
But he'll marry and go out with the chick
bomb.
that does do it. He'll go to Italy on a vacation with the chick that did do
it. He'll let Catwoman do all his dirty work. And Batman wouldn't retire.
Yeah, because he's a little bitch.
There's a lot of flaws with this isn't the real Batman and this being in realism. I'm really glad to get this all behind me and have...
I just wanted to be real.
I just wanted to go back to the comic book world, comic book movie, comic book style Batman.
Not this New York.
And Warner Brothers has fooled everyone into thinking that this is the real Batman, that the one is grown, he doesn't kill, because then he'd be defeating the purpose of everything that he's doing, even though...
He's not.
Even though, like I said, police have to kill in real life and they're seen as heroes. Batman has to kill. He has to do whatever it takes. He always just wants to hand it over and try to get it back into the government's hands. That's all he was. He's just basically...
their little runaround boy.
Instead of being real. Gotham needs Batman, that's their only justice. That's how corrupt it is.
But they need this one.
They act like, hey, it's over. They don't need him. Hey, and we're about to end this real soon now because it's about over.
Hey, the Harvey Dent Act put away everything.
Yeah, and your Bane, he sheds tears. And the twist ending is, I thought it was going to be
that she left it with.
The twist ending is Catwoman and Bane. They're having a dominatrix together. Wayne opens a room and he opens it. He's like, oh, wow.
That's not what happened.
Because they're both dressed up in dominatrix
Okay,
SMN.
that kind of happened.
They turned it into Road Trip. Anyway, this is JBM and L-Mid from Villain News. That was our thoughts on the last edition of The Dark Knight Rises.